They're starting to strip these forks down. These seal holders are incredibly tight, even with the tool on there. You'd never do it without. And I did just have to give that a crack with a hide mallet just to get that loosened. But even now, that is really, really, really tight. Get around this side. I don't know whether they've been put on there cross-threaded or whether it's just that they are very tight. I'm sure they shouldn't be that tight. A bit easier now. Yeah, so I've just had to put this in the down. See that? I had a soft jaw on both sides to start with, but it was just twisting out. It was so tight. So I've just got the normal jaw this side and the soft jaw on the back, which is the round side of it. Yeah. That is removed. Right. So we'll carry on with that. I'll get it on the bench and yeah, carry on stripping these down. Right, let's see, I've already done that one. So it's just a case of a bit of, although this stanchion on this one is a bit sticky, I was going to say a bit of slide hammer action, but this one is really tight for some reason. Something going on the bottom there. There we go. Right. Bottom bush, top bush. I'll have to give those a measure. Oh, that is yeah. That is a bit loose, shall we say. So that's probably got to be new bushes at least. And I'll have a good look at the stanchions once I've got it stripped further. And got water dripping out there. Yeah, give these a good clean out and a bit of an inspection. Yeah, see, I don't know, it's got a slightly different design to these ones. This is saying forklift components pre-1971, and it shows there an Allen bolt holding the that'd be the damper tube. There's no damper tube inside here. There's just a, looks more like a pin in the bottom, look around the end, and there's a hex head on there. So we've got slightly different forks on here, which wouldn't surprise me. What we got in the manual, BSA manual, find it. Printed them off the other day, I'm sure I did. I put them. Forks, I must have left them indoors. Yeah, so I'll check the parts list and see exactly what these are before I start ordering. There's a number on on the side there. That might give me a clue. Is that a number? Oh no. Oh, eyesight is that bad. Just some scuff marks. Right, so yeah, this little hex bolt, which appears to be 8mm, although it's probably is imperial, just very similar size. Let's see if that will undo. No, might be the answer to that one. Let's try that again. Let's try and get this in there a bit better. Right this way round. Get a bit more grip on it. Loose. Whether it will come fully out is another matter. It depends if the other bit is spinning around but fills it. Yeah, that is. I don't know whether we'll be able to see down there or not. It is a. See down there? I'll have to get the little camera. Oh, there we go. See down there, there's a hex on the end of that. So, see if I can find a long extension to fit that. Right, I've got it out. It doesn't look in particularly good condition. Covered in rust. Fairly loose rust by the looks of it. Whether that will be reusable. Might try and clean it up, see what it's like. And there's the bolt that went in the end there. I'm guessing there must be a copper washer in there as well. Well, unless it's really, yeah, it might just be really impacted in there. I think it's copper though, looks more like aluminium. Yeah, so in the end I got I think it was a 16, yeah, 16mm box spanner. Fits that perfect. Yeah, and so I just had the extension bar on the end just to reach down on the end of there, socket on there. Right, so that bit is out. To get the rest of this, oh I see, there's a circlip and a nut. C-spanner, I need to get that off. I guess there must be some kind of shuttle valve in here. This is a plastic spacer, and like I say, we've got the top bush as well. So that must just fit in there. So if that is rusty, I'm guessing what else in there could be rusty as well. Right, circlip pliers. These little ones will do it. No, too small. Do the other ones. Got a bit of a kink in it. Right, C-spanner. I think this is, yeah, that's going to have to go in the old soft jaws to get that off. up this end rather than this other end. Cool. That's tight. Oops, that is threaded. Must be, mustn't it? Oh, good. I might just give that a little bit of a soak with something, because that is very tight. Unfortunately, trying to grip this, there's not a lot of grip on it. No other way of doing it. Right, I'll give that a good soak and leave that for a little while. We'll come back to that. Right, cracked it. These are actually off 1969. This is the parts diagram for that year, and see, it's got this collared nut, circlip, that's the little, this bit here up there, and the nut, the bolt rather. Yeah, so it's got later forks. It's a 1967 bike, and it's got 1969 forks on it. So that's solved that mystery. However, I still have to get this undone somehow. I think I'm gonna give that some heat, see if that will help that shift. Yeah, most of these parts, even these, are available, so although I think that will clean up okay. Yeah, so there's O-rings, bushers I need to get, oil seal obviously. I don't remember seeing that, but yeah, most of these parts do seem available anyway, so that'll be okay. And it really depends whether these will clean up okay. You know, the threads were a little bit, I see the threads in there, or the nuts are not that great, so I might just get some new, because these are definitely a little bit worn. I might just get some new top nuts and see if they will fit okay in there, and after a clean up I think these stanchions might even be okay. Obviously it does need new bushers. Yeah, even these parts are available, these plastic bits. Right, so I'm going to get some heat on here, sorry, on there, on this nut, and see if I can shift it then. So I'll get the camera out of the way when I do that. Right, well, that's still warm. That is everything off. Yeah, there's that nut. Just cool down a bit now. Yeah, so even with some heat, I still had to get a punch on it to get it moving, just to get it started. So I've got a little bit of a burr there, but that was not going to move with the C-spanner. Yeah, so once that started moving, that was okay. So that's the shuttle valve, which is actually made of aluminium. I think that should be okay. Can't really see there's much can go wrong with that. Just a bit of a clean up. That needs a bit of a clean up. New circlips, and I'll come at that why I'm going to fit new circlips. So that's the lower bush, that's the little plastic spacer, which for some reason has got these lines around it, which I don't think are supposed to be. It looks like it's been compressed actually. Yeah, but you can get these. Top bush, fork seal holder, which obviously the seal and everything is still in there. I think to get that out, I think you basically need a big drift from this end, just knock it through, knock everything out of there. I think there's a couple of washers and the fork seal in there, so that's that. I think this possibly be okay. I couldn't find any measurements for it, but I'll get some new bushes and see how they fit on there and if they fit okay. And there are a few little scores and things, and there's a little bit of wear there, but as long as this, oh, there's a little ding in it somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a little mark, but that is above the actual sliding portion. And obviously up here it's just rust, that just needs a bit of a clean down with some emery. Right, and the reason why I'm going to be fitting new circlips is because on this one, that has snapped. That's this end of this piece here, and I think the reason why that snapped, obviously the nut is still on there, and in the end of the tube was that, which is the broken end of that. That is obviously broken at some point, and I think the reason why it's broken is because the circlip was broken. And that was the piece of circlip I could find. I couldn't find the other bit. Yeah, so I think new circlips are in order. Yeah, so I just got to get this one undone now. Clean up the bits I'm going to reuse. Get the fork seal out of there and order the parts to rebuild it. Which is basically going to be probably those three bits there: circlip, seal. Yeah, I think that's it actually. Oh, and top nuts. Yeah. Yeah. So, obviously, won't bother showing taking that one to bits. It's going to be the same. But yeah, that is probably why this was a bit weird on compression. Is because this thing was obviously moving about in there. Oh yeah, so obviously new one of them. This is the contents of the oil seal holder. Covered in dirt, that will need a good clean up. Yeah, so first of all, obviously that's that way round. There's this bit which is the spring support, and beneath that there's a washer, so you have to get those out first, and then in this end is this little washer. Is that where there should be an O-ring? Yeah, it should be an O-ring, but I didn't see any O-ring. Yeah, so you have to get that out, and to get that out there is a, if that will show up, there's a little cut out in this ring piece here. You can see that. So you just need to get a screwdriver or something under there, or a pick, and just hook that bit out, and then you can get on the edge of the oil seal, and you will wreck it getting it out. Yeah, I just used a screwdriver on the edge and just hammered it, and it just came out quite easily. Yeah, so that was quite interesting and completely different to the older version of the just like that, the older version of the fork. Yeah, seems to be like you can just drift it out on the other ones. So that was a bit more. Oh, hang on, is there a bit more complicated? There was no ring. No, thought there was no ring there for a minute. No, there isn't. Right. Yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit of a challenge to work out how to disassemble that, but it's done now. Just needs cleaning, and yeah, just got the other one to do. Right, now I've had a bit of a clean up, I can now see where the O-ring is. It's just in there. Just sits inside the seal holder. So that solved that mystery.